We are talking about the law of receiving. So here's the thing, is that if you really want something, you have to actually be open to receiving it, because it can be thrown at you like a ball all the time. But if you're shut off, if you're closed off from the thought that you can actually receive it, then it will literally, it's coming to you, but you've got this barrier and it will hit that wall and it will bounce off every time. So all of that is a thought process. So let's think about the thought process. What do you want? That is that future memory. That is the picture that you have to paint in your conscious mind. You have to paint that picture very, very clearly. When you decide, what do I want? What does it look like? Write it down, draw it if you want to in picture form, write it out in a storyboard form, do it however you want to, but write that thing out so that you are constantly looking at it, that you have it in front of your face. Every time you read something or look at something, it becomes more clear and more clear and more clear. So you have to paint the picture. That is your vision. And remember, we talked about purpose before, and your purpose is that thing that everything is revolving around. Why do I exist in the world? The big purpose, the big thing, the big why, not just the why you're doing this particular little thing, but the big why that everything is going to match up against. Okay, so that's what you're looking at. And then this vision that is going to supply avenue for working toward or working within your purpose. Okay, so I mentioned it before. One of the visions that I have is writing books. That is because my purpose is to help people understand themselves and the perfect spirit within. And I can do that through the what, and the what is my vision, and that is that book. Okay. And then of course you have the goals, the hows, and then you have the action steps, which are the little tiny details to help you reach each particular goal. When you get this thing written, read it to yourself. I prefer out loud because then you're engaging a lot of senses that are bringing that information into your conscious mind. When you get it written, read it to yourself every morning. When you're up, doing your morning routine, whatever that is, read that to yourself and then read it right before you go to sleep. That is because that is when you're the most open. You're relaxed. You're like the most open to all the things right before you go to sleep. So that's the picture that you want to go to sleep with. The picture of the thing that you want. And when you wake up, you'll start noticing a pattern. When you wake up, that picture will be on the forefront of your mind. If you read it to yourself every night, that's what you'll literally dream about all night long. And what that is serving to do is put that picture, the future memory, it's letting it sift right down on into the subconscious mind, which is sending out the request out to the universe that is created by God. Okay, so it's the same order all the time. Thinking mind, subconscious mind, the feeling mind, right? It's going to come right down into that. Relax. Once you've painted the picture, once you have let that generate this wonderful emotion in you, you might have to add some emotion to it. But once you've done that, once you start to get this could actually happen. Once you start to get this enthusiasm for that thing that's out there, oh my gosh, I can see when I write books, I literally start with like a throw up of words everywhere. They're everywhere. They're all over the place. It's on notebooks. This is not really a great system, but it's the system that I do because I get my thoughts on paper. Sometimes they're in the notes section of my phone. They're everywhere, right? And then I start to think about how to put those thoughts together. It's not a hard thing. I don't fight through it and work through it. It just starts coming. It just starts happening. When I look at people, it just starts coming because I'm open to hearing what my intuition is saying about that picture that is in my mind. The picture is there. My intuition is starting to spin and it's starting to tell me, try this, do this, look at this opportunity, find it. But if I'm closed off, if I'm trying to force it, no, I have to write all the words and I have to get all the structure perfectly, exactly right this way, this is the only way I can do this, then I don't have time to hear what my intuition is telling me because I'm so busy working on the structure and the everything that's going on right here. It's that intuition is saying, here's the idea. And my wall is like, nope, I'm busy. I'm busy. I'm writing these things down that I have to have this perfect structure. That is not to say you shouldn't have structure because we're all about order and we like structure and structure is a really good thing. However, the first things first, think first, make it feel something to you. Allow those feelings to come to you. And this process, this combination, the thought plus the feeling will generate a whole new world for you because when you relax, you will hear your intuition speak. You told it what you wanted. It's telling you, okay, well, try this, do this, do this. But you have to relax and be open and ready for that thing. When you're in this relaxed state, that's when you start to take action. You are relaxed. You're like, Faith, I got this. It's coming to me. I'm so enthusiastic because that picture is so clear to me. It's so super clear because I have been doing the work of holding that picture in my mind. I have added the right feelings to that and it's coming. It's coming. So then the next question is, what do I do first? Listen to your intuition. It'll tell you every time. And then do it. When your intuition speaks to you, do it. That's where you start moving, is you listen. You know you have put out there what you want. You have intuition speaking to you. Listen to it. And when it tells you to do this thing, don't throw in a bunch of but, well, only if, okay, if this happens, okay, I'll do this. Okay, well, when everything gets right in order, when the structure is perfect, then I'll do the thing. Hoo-ha! Don't do it that way. When you hear your intuition speak, do it. Do it because you sent it out there. You asked for that. Now you have to be open to the receiving part of it. You have to be relaxed and allow those things to come to you. Okay, one more little thought process here on this one. When you start this process, when you think, when you believe, when you start acting, there are things that are going to come up that are going to look like pressure to you. They're going to look like stressful situations to you. They're going to try to mess with you. What that is your original program that is talking to you saying, you can't do that. I like it this way. We're not going to change. Change is bad. It's lying to you. That's where the lies come in when it tells you that change is bad, because change is always good because you have to change in order to grow, right? But you have to listen to your intuition for the ways that you should be changing. Okay, so you're going to feel this pressure. Pressure is a really good thing as long as the pressure is positioned correctly. Okay, this is what I mean by this. If you think about, let's think about a balloon. Okay, so it's got air pressure, right? It's got air pressure that comes into it. If the pressure of the air is sitting down on that balloon, if there's air that is pressing down on that balloon, if the pressure is on top or in front of that balloon, if it's on top of that balloon, it's literally gonna press the balloon down and pretty soon it's gonna blow up, like it's gonna explode. You can't take that kind of pressure, right? So pressure on top, being underneath, having your vision underneath the pressure is not great, okay? Pressure in front of the balloon. When the balloon wants to move, if you have the pressure in front of the balloon, it's not going anywhere, right? if it's trying to go to the sky and you have the pressure on top of the balloon or in front of the balloon, it's not going anywhere. It's just gonna hang out right there. It cannot move anywhere, okay? That's where the pressure is. All right, those are bad positions for pressure. You get to choose where your pressure is, okay, or where you put your pressure. If you have pressure from the balloon, the air pressure that you let out, and it comes, if you imagine that balloon, right? If that pressure is behind the balloon, if the pressure is behind the balloon, what happens to the balloon? Whew. It literally takes off. Whether it goes to the heavens or whether it just moves forward in a very rapid pace, whatever, it is the position of the pressure. That pressure, that air pressure, when it gets behind the balloon, when it's moving that balloon forward, it can make massive amounts of leaps and bounds in growth, right? In going forward to the thing that it's going. You have to point it toward the vision and then put the pressure behind it. Let that pressure be a motivator. Let that pressure move you forward. You get to decide how you are going to position the pressure. And that is why I constantly say, don't say things are so hard. When you are talking about things being really hard, that is putting the pressure on top or putting the pressure in front. Oh my goodness, it's so hard. You're creating a barrier. If you say that this is an opportunity, then that is putting the pressure behind the balloon. That is putting the pressure on the back side of it and saying, yes, this is an opportunity. Go, go, go to the places you need to go. I love word pictures. They're so much fun. Okay, first of all, vision, emotion, relax, and place the pressure where it should be in order to move you ahead. Law of receiving, open yourself up and magic will start happening for you.